Okay, so we talked about various stages. You have the pre-theft, which is, the cyber intrusion into the system in Bangladesh. You have the establishment of the sham accounts, which happened many, many months. Then you have them waiting for the convergence of the weekends, and you have the theft in the beginning of February over the weekend. Theft occurred on a Friday in Philippines, and then you have the weekend, the long weekend in both the Philippines and Bangladesh. And then you have the following week in which the money is leaving. So this puts it in context of the money leaving. Uh, and I really want to draw people's attention to the green boxes that are just at the top of the thing. This is the amount of cash shipments that are leaving Rizal Bank. And remember, they had converted these from US dollars into Philippine pesos. So the physical cash that's leaving in Philippine pesos is a huge amount just as far as lifting. You would have to almost look at it as a uh, trying to think of the right word. I go back to, the metaphor that was given. It would be the equivalent of moving a grand piano. Uh, just the sheer amount of cash that's moving. You have 2.3 million that leaves on Friday. You have 5.2 million. Now, remember, it's the peso equivalent of US dollars. But this helps people place it into perspective in a normalized way. Then on Wednesday, 5 million. Uh, the next day, 4 million, 5.5. And then you have 8 million. I mean, the amount of cash and the amount of time that it took to move. And then you have to say, why did it have to be converted to cash? Why couldn't you use it other products? And then the money is in the casinos, and you have the money in the casinos for almost a month while they're holding the hearings and they're doing the investigation. So Bangladesh Bank is in the Philippines pleading to get the money back. They're in televised hearings, and the money is still in the casino. And in fact, casino people are testifying.
Yeah, it is just unbelievable. I mean, uh, starting from the fact that, in the previous slide you showed where how the suspicious transaction was being filed, I mean, prepared at least at the same time when the funds were being released. And these are very basic questions. I mean, one doesn't have to be an expert to question these actions. Um, that,
I agree with you. And Shanaz, on a separate matter, we have talked about the one MDB case at length, and we use the term purpose, not pageantry.
yes.
Purpose, not pageantry, is probably at the core of this story. If Rizzo Bank really had a purposeful program, you know, you would see, I would think you'd see different action. They were hyper technical, and moving this amount of cash after getting all of the recall messages and sending the acknowledgement or whatever really is not an indicator that they have a purposeful program. And at the end of the day, for AML to work, the banks and the senior leadership of the bank truly has to have a purposeful program. And the treasurer at one point, someone went to them and said, well, all of these messages are coming in from Bangladesh Bank, and we're still moving the money. And he just said, well, it's Bangladesh's problem. It's not our problem.
Yeah.
Well, there was a change of management at the bank. Just about everyone involved in the decision has left. But, now there's litigation in New York over whether it is truly Bangladesh Bank's problem or whether Rizal Bank is going to have to pay a substantial amount of money because they were moving all of this money after they put the initial hold on Friday, after they got the recall messages, after their senior leadership, their senior lawyers, their senior risk people, audit people were looking at it. They continued to move the money, and we'll see what happens in the litigation. But that's the core issue: is whose problem is it at the end of the day? Is it purely the Bangladesh bank's problem, or does Rizal Bank have some culpability here?
Yeah, absolutely.